Welcome, everyone, to the Utah PTA Pulse podcast. I'm Mike Williams, Director of Communications, and to my right, your left is...
I'm Angela Ado, the VP of Advocacy, and that is still weird to say.
Yeah, it is.
And I am Corey Fairholm, the immediate past president. That's weird, too.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
And Corey is one of our new co-hosts. We're so excited to have her. She's awesome. We love her.
She'll keep us on track.
For sure.
Oh, man, that's too much pressure.
Okay, our question for today's episode is, do you listen, watch, read the news?
Listen or watch or read the news.
Uh-huh.
What if I do all of them?
Okay.
I do all three.
And I'm kind of interested, like, what news station you listen to, but I know that that gets a little controversial, so you don't have to share, but...
I read.
Yeah, I read a lot of news. But I've been in the car lately on the radio, and I've been listening to a lot of news, too.
Oh, I love to listen to KSL.
Uh-huh.
While I'm driving around. That's like my favorite.
That's what keeps me awake on road trips, is listening to talk stuff.
Like podcasts and stuff.
Yeah, my poor wife's like, this is so boring. I'm like, I'm sorry, you're not driving. I have to stay awake. So, yes.
Do you think people actually, like, watch, like, the 10 o'clock news, or...
I do.
Okay.
I do all the time.
Do you have to have, like, cable to access it? Like...
Or over-the-air antenna, if you know what that is.
like, how do you watch the news now?
On TV?
Yeah, but, like, can I just plug my TV in and it, like, what would I do now?
I don't know. If you stream it, it's really hard to get it. But,
Yeah.
I mean, like, we have, like, cable or whatever it
If you don't
is.
have cable, you can get Peacock and
Oh, yeah.
Channel
you can
5.
Do, yeah,
Okay,
Channel 5
okay.
through Peacock.
That's what I
Yeah.
do, yeah. But I mostly read Daily Mail. That's where I get all my news from.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I, go to the apps and read.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if it comes up, like, on, Facebook or you get an alert
yeah.
or something, I always get that, like, the alert.
Yeah. I was kind of sad that Facebook got rid of, like, their news section that they used to have, because I
Yeah.
used to always read
Go
in
there.
there. Yeah. I loved it. And I was like, why are you getting rid of that? I use it every day.
That's a good question because, a lot of times people do different things. I do
Yeah.
all three, though.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like it used to be so prevalent for people to sit down and watch the news. You were
Yeah.
getting ready in the morning and you're watching the 7 o'clock news or the 8 o'clock news or whatever. But I'm like,
You don't do that.
no.
Oh, once I get out of bed, I turn it on and, have it in the background while I'm getting dressed and stuff. If I'm exercising, I listen to the news.
I do not.
Oh my gosh, okay. I must just be old. Older.
Well, because I'm like thinking, like, I only have streaming. I'm like, what would I turn on, like, to watch the news as it's happening live? Like, I don't know.
Well, if you have a YouTube TV, you can do it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. And Peacock.
And
Yeah.
Peacock, yeah.
I mean, so sometimes I'll get online and, like, go to KSL
Yeah.
and watch whatever they've got going, but I don't know.
Well, if you want to get an over-the-air antenna, get the little bunny ears. They're more advanced than that now. But
I really just,
if
made you old.
Like, every time we've talked about, like, how you guys have went on, like, Good News Utah, or what is it called?
Good Things Utah?
Good Things Utah. I'm like, how do I watch that? Like, I've heard of it, but I'm like, how do I access it? I don't know.
But I'm sure you can get it, like, I don't know, YouTube
Yeah,
or
I don't know.
Streaming.
I'm curious if other people watch the news. I mean, I read a lot of it, but I don't know. It's like a different world now.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yep, mostly read it.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. Yeah. Same thing. So I don't have cable anymore, but yeah, cable, I can just watch it.
Yeah. You
Cut the
can, like,
cord.
turn
I
on
don't-
whichever
I don't
one
have
you
cable
want.
anymore, and we don't watch the news very often because, I watch on Peacock. So I don't watch Channel 2 or Channel 4 or Fox 13 because...
Because Peacock's Channel 5, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'm curious what other people do.
Yeah,
Okay.
tell us.
Okay, so today we're talking about advocacy tips and tricks because we are an advocacy organization. And right now it is the interim session. So what does that mean? That means that they're having committee meetings talking about things that they might want to talk about in the session. And they are already writing bills and filing bills and coming up with ideas for bills. And this is kind of where the real work is done. During the session, that's usually like when the voting is happening and kind of like the nitty gritty is happening. But the real work and the discussion and where they form their opinions is happening right now. So I thought it would be good to give some tips and tricks while we're in the middle of this session. And word on the street is they're holding a special session in September. Lots of S's.
Interesting.
So that will be interesting if that actually happens. Mike's gonna Google it for us.
Well, no, I was just looking. So at our July board meeting, they asked us to reach out to a legislator, and so I texted my other neighbor that's down the street, that's our representative, and I said, "Hey, do you have any bills that you're working on for that's regarding children or anything that we can be involved in?" And he said, "We're working on one. I'll get back to you."
Love it.
So I don't know.
Well, I feel like recently I've given a lot of challenges to reach out to your legislator, whoever that is, and whether you want to reach out to your House of Representatives one or your senator. But I realized that maybe you're like, well, I don't know what to say. And I think I thought about that a lot today, and I was like, yeah, like if you don't know what bill they're working on, or you like don't know bills, like how they voted on bills, and you really don't know them, it's really hard to be like, hey, I'm your constituent, I want you to put my number in your phone. You know, like that's kind of weird to do. But I thought you could say that you're their constituent. Like anytime you write an email or a text to a legislator, make sure you put their constituent like in the subject line, because they'll read those more than they'll read other ones. But you could put that like, I'm interested in the work that you're doing, you know, and I want to find out more. Could you tell me the work that you're working on right now?
You know, just once you build that relationship, so my representative, he came to my house, you know, when he was running, and I talked to him a little bit, and then I emailed him, and now we have each other's phone numbers. So that's kind of fun, is to build that relationship, because I think a lot of them, they might get a lot of maybe mean commented things, but when you're wanting to be on their side, I think they talk to you and they're, oh, okay, what do you have to say, and they'll.
Well, it's hopefully that line of communication.
Yeah.
To say, hey, you know, I'm interested in what you're gonna, you know, what bills are you looking at?
Yeah.
You know, do you have any questions, or can I help you, or can I be part of the team, and all that? And then I think they're gonna be more willing to listen.
Yeah.
But if someone comes at them and says, I don't like the way you do this, you made this wrong, they're not gonna, oh, here comes this person, I don't want to really talk to them.
Yeah.
So, but it's opening that line of communication right now.
Right now.
And not during the session.
Yeah.
Because they're so focused on everything they're doing. And I mean, I know my legislator, she like reached out to me during the session saying, hey, I know you guys are in this field. What do you think of this bill? And, you know, let me know in 2 hours. And I'm like, whoa!
You're like, hold on, I don't know yet, okay?
Hold on, let me look at the bill really quick. But, because she didn't know, right? And then she was reaching out to us because she knew that was our field and that we could probably give her some answers. So that she knew. So we already had developed that relationship.
But it's really hard when you feel like you have to scramble, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
So if you start doing it now and reaching out to them and say, hey, I'm your constituent, what are you working on? What do you think of this bill? Or what do you think about education funding or whatever? Then they can start opening that dialogue, and then they can say, hey, what do you think about it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that.
And it's okay if you guys don't agree on whatever topic you're talking about, you know. Maybe you're talking about education. I mean, that's what we all talk about. But if you're talking about it and maybe you don't agree, but that's okay. You know, you've opened that door. You can still start that dialogue. And maybe when they're, when they're researching a bill, they're going to be like, what do you think about this? If we make these changes, what do you think? Will this be good or bad? Or, I was thinking of a specific bill that, oh man, what's his name? Keith Grover worked on for the Alpine School District. And they really, it was a lot of community came together to work on that bill.
Yeah.
And there were significant changes made after talking to school board members and community members. And I think they all came to a consensus of a pretty good, decent bill, But when it first started, it was not the same. It changed a lot through the progress. And, they've had that communication line opened and they started that dialogue before the session too.
Well, and plus the legislators, they can learn from their constituents. So maybe when you said they may not agree, but further on down the line, if you're communicating, you guys, maybe the legislator changed their viewpoint and you change yours, you kind of come together to a consensus, but that's communicating and working together.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. And I think you could even say I don't know, if you're really involved in the healthcare field, you could say, I'm really interested in healthcare bills. Do you know of any healthcare bills that are going to come up? Or are you working on any healthcare bills? And as you get to know the legislators, you kind of learn that there's some that work on education bills and there's some that work on development bills, and they kind of have their pet projects.
Yeah.
And it's often what they know. Those are the bills that they write, or sponsors the ones, if they're a developer, they might write development bills because that's what they know, but when you work on that relationship and, your person is a developer and they're writing a development bill and you really don't like it, you can give your feedback, and you can say, well, I'm concerned about this part of your bill and the impacts it'll have on my community. You can't just say, I'm concerned about it, I don't like it. If you give a reason why, other than just emotion, oh, I hate it.
But you have to understand the bill too.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you hear all the hearsay and everything.
Yeah.
But if you go out and you read the bill and you understand and you say, hey, this part right here, this section right here concerns me and this is why. And this is what I've researched. And then you go back to them, they're going to go, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, or
Go
even
listen.
if you're I have questions about these lines right here.
Yeah.
What are the implications of these lines in the bill?
I think that's a good point. Great
Yeah.
point, because they're working too, and they also have other jobs as
Yeah.
well, right? And
Yeah.
so they're doing their best to understand, and then
Yeah.
and things are thrown at them you can't believe. And how are they supposed to read millions and millions of pages of all these bills, right? And so that's why the interim is so important. But this is the time to start working with them now and say, hey, I'm your constituent, let's work together.
Yeah.
Or, I'm happy to host a cottage night, or,
Yeah.
and I think it's important to attend their cottage nights and their information, because that's when you can ask questions and that's when you can start talking to them.
Yeah. And right now, our federal legislators have August recess. And so during their recess time, they come home.
Yeah.
And so they're here, and they often host cottage meetings and town halls and things like that. And it's so good to go and get involved. And I think sometimes we're all guilty of this. And we're like, well, someone else is going to go. It's fine. Right?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Right.
Angela will just take care of it.
Thanks, Angelique.
Thanks, Angela. You got it. Cover the whole state. Yeah.
She's the VP.
And sometimes, I can think of, times when I've done that too. Oh, someone else is going to go. I don't need to go. But when so many people think that, then not a lot of people go. And you're not going to learn the things, or you're not going to be able to work on that relationship or ask questions or, figure out what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Well,
get to know them as a person, because like you said, they're just people too, right? And just because they got voted in, they're still normal people, right?
Yeah, sometimes you forget that.
Yeah, and so sometimes you're like, okay, they can still have a conversation and talk, and they want to know you.
Yeah.
And serve, and they want to do what's best, right?
Yeah. But they can't really know what's best for their constituents if no one's talking to them.
And no one shows up at their meetings,
Yeah.
right? So I think that's important. How do you find out about those town halls?
Yes, how?
How?
Facebook.
Okay, so I'd have to follow them on Facebook.
Yeah.
Most of them have websites too.
Yeah.
Websites. Okay.
Websites, Facebook. For the Utah side on le.utah.gov, most of the legislators actually have their cell phone number on there, and they prefer to be contacted by a text as opposed to an email.
Okay.
So you could reach out and be like, hey, do you have any town halls or cottage meetings coming
Okay.
up? Or if you're up for it, like, hey, can I host one for you? Like Corey said, you know, or like, hey, we know that people are really frustrated about this road in our community. Could we have a meeting to talk about it? You know, or
Okay.
whatever. But yeah,
Good to know.
it's good to follow them on social media. And I've actually loved following some of the legislators on social media because it really has shown me that and I know that they're people, but it really has like humanized them more for me.
Yeah.
You know, when I see like what they're doing with their family, and some have, you know, like their business one, their legislator one, but then some allow you to follow them and it's public, but they're putting their family stuff on there too. And some post like all the events that they go to, and I'm like, oh, like I didn't know you cared about this. Like I'm happy to see that you went to that event, you know, because I care about that too.
Well, I know my House of Representative, she sends out a email like once a month, her newsletter, and she like highlights everything she's done that month. And I'm like, oh, dude, this is July. Do you have time off? But she's like, you know, went to a marathon at the prison and, you know, did all of that kind of stuff. But you can follow her and read what she's doing. So I think that's important too, and follow them so that you can, you know, it's just not January through March that they're doing everything.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we have to remember too that in Utah, our legislature, they are part-time. So most of them have other jobs. And during the session, they take those 45 days off of work. And, but in other states, they work full-time, you know. And I mean, they still work not outside the session. I mean, they're having their committee meetings throughout the summer and throughout the year. But it's not the same as other states where they might work all year.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's not that they're not concerned about what's happening in the state of Utah constantly, but they are also like providing for their family, you know, and trying to make sure their families are taken care of, and in the meantime too. We were talking about legislators who got their start in PTA. You know, that's kind of how they, that's not why they're a legislator, but they started in PTA and learned leadership skills and developed them, and then they felt empowered to advocate.
Well, I think that's what happens is when they come to PTA, they're like, oh, hold on. I've learned how to advocate.
Yeah.
I can really make a difference.
Yeah.
So maybe I can be, you know, I'll run for this position so I can, you know, because I believe in public education and I believe I can have a voice. And so PTA gives them kind of that, you know, going from, you know, maybe a mom or a dad, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, hold on, I have a voice, I could run. And they have. I mean, there's many of them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really awesome.
No, it is. I mean, we have a mayor, we have a couple mayors, school board members, state school board members, House of Representatives, senators. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it really is really amazing. I mean, PTA really teaches you so much. Like,
Well, it teaches you that I have a voice and
Yeah.
I can make a difference, and I don't have to just sit back here and watch it be done. I can be out there
yeah.
talking and saying, hey, I can speak at this committee, or I can speak to this legislator, and you know, they're listening. They see our point, and we need more public education friendly people in
Yeah.
those positions. So it's good. PTA gives them a start.
Yeah. If you're feeling that bug, don't be scared to listen to it.
Well, and I think that's so important because we need those people advocating for these kids.
Yeah.
Because if not, then what's going to happen to public education? What's going to happen to our kids' future? So we got to have people out there.
Yeah.
We got to make a difference.
Yeah. One thing I think PTAs can do is they can invite legislators to their school,
Uh-huh.
to their school events, or even to like read to a class. You know, hey, come in and observe this class and read a book with us. You know, come be a part of us for this day.
Well, I think legislators need to be in the schools.
Yeah.
They need to see what's happening in the schools, not just walking through the doors, but like you said, reading books to the kids, attending lunches.
Yeah, go to recess and
go to an assembly so they can see what is happening.
Yeah.
I think that's so important.
Yeah. A few years ago, our school received the School of Excellence Award, and my principal, he took the like toolkit that they send you, like we were doing everything it said, and inside that toolkit it says to like invite all your legislators, invite your city council members, and like invite everyone, and that's what we did. And I was surprised to see the legislators that showed up, but it really was this eye-opening event for many parents to see that these legislators cared enough about what was going on in this local school. You know, this guy that represents the whole state was here supporting a small school in Lehigh. You know, and I think we need to see more of that.
Well, because they got to understand where the funding's going to and what's happening. Why did the teachers want an increase? So they can see what's happening. And, you know, also with the WPU, the weighted pupil unit, how much money's going for each kid. They need to know why we're asking for funding and why we want to increase. They need to see that.
Yeah.
Because they need to see what we're dealing with, what the principals are doing and what the teachers are doing. And
Yeah.
I mean, that's our future right there, the kids, right?
Yeah. So invite them to your things. And if they don't come, that's okay too. Keep inviting them.
Have them eat lunch with the kids.
Yeah.
See what the kids are eating for lunch. We did that once.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, we provided the legislators lunch. This is what the kids are eating for lunch. You're like, ooh, okay. This is interesting. I think it's important.
That's a great idea.
And have them read, you know, books, or have them come, you know, out in the playground to see how the kids are playing. You know what I mean? I think it's important.
Yeah. Yeah, I think.
Great idea. Don't be afraid either. Ask them.
And if they say no the first time, say like, oh, we have another event coming
Yeah.
up. Come to this one instead, you know, because if they're
Have
like.
a couple of them
Yeah.
throughout the year. Yeah, I like that.
Because they get invited to so many things, you know, and they can't go to all the things. But when they see that you're inviting them again and again, they see that that's important to you. Like, we want our legislators there with us.
You know, too, I've seen legislators come when that school gets an award. And I think that's important to have them come. And, you know, usually that's like at, you know, early in the morning, 8 o'clock or whatever, and they can come there before they go to work.
Yeah.
So that's important too, to see that, hey, this school's getting an award, or this teacher's being honored or something. Invite your legislators to those.
Yeah. Yeah, so they can see the good that's happening.
Oh yeah, totally.
I love that.
Maybe even take them, we used to do walk to school day. We invite the legislators too. Have them come walk to school with the kids.
Yeah.
That's not like 7 in the morning.
I
We could
know.
do that.
Yeah. Or at 9, like my kids' elementary school. It's so late.
9 o'clock?
9 o'clock, that's late.
It's so late.
That is late.
It's really late.
They've already had a morning by the time they get to school.
Yeah.
They've gotten up, watched some cartoons, had some breakfast,
seriously.
do their homework,
I know, seriously.
slept in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's really weird. Like in the mornings, I'm like making sure my older girls are awake, and I'm just letting the boys sleep. Wake up whenever you want.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think it would be really fun to have like a big like beginning of the school like bike parade with all the kids. You know, we used to always do those for like the 4th of July and Pioneer Day if you're in Utah. Like, I think that would be really fun to do as a school and invite your legislators to that too. That's like a simple fun activity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be really fun. All right, I'm gonna institute that at my school. This sounds so fun.
But keep inviting them,
Yes.
because then they will know that you want them there.
Yeah.
And then they'll go, oh, I've already turned down them twice, so maybe I better go.
Yeah, I better go.
Yeah.
It's time. It's time. I
time.
better be there.
But then that means that they know that you want them invested in
Yeah.
what you're doing.
But if you invite them to an activity between January, the middle of January to the beginning of March, they are not going to come,
They
most
won't come,
likely.
yeah.
So sorry.
So do it like at the beginning of school. Like
Yeah. Because they are so busy. have limited time to get a lot of work done. So if that's when your event is and they don't show up, I'm very sorry, but they probably just won't come.
Have your event at the Capitol. It has to be a small event.
Yeah, bring all
Yeah.
your kids to the Capitol.
Yeah, come to the Capitol.
Well, and they do that too. Like we do PTSA Day at the Capitol, and the legislators love to come and talk to the students. And the students ask them some good questions too.
Yeah,
They challenge them,
yeah, it's
They're
which
not
is good.
afraid.
They're not afraid,
No,
which is great because
Yeah.
we're teaching these kids how to advocate
that's cool.
and what the process is. I think they love to know what the process is.
yeah.
I want to know what the process is.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's really important to just like go to the Capitol, like know where it is, like know what kind of building it is, because it's not like this, like it's not the governor's building, you know.
Yeah.
It's the people
It's
of the
house.
state's
Yeah,
building,
yeah.
you know. And so we need to go there, and we need to go during the session. We need to go during interim. We need to just be there, you know. It's really, I think it's probably frustrating for a legislator to have someone give negative feedback about their bill when they haven't been involved in any of the process.
Yeah.
You know, like, well, where were you when we were discussing it? Like, you've never emailed me before, you've never texted me before.
And now you're mad.
Yeah,
And I can't calm you down because we've already moved this bill along.
yeah,
So that's why it's important right now
Yeah.
to be in those discussions
yeah,
and listen to what they're doing.
yeah. And don't be afraid, too, if you want to take it one step further, to like set up a meeting with your legislator, you know, and just. Because sometimes an email is fine, sometimes a text is fine, but sometimes you just want to get to know them a little bit more. So schedule a meeting with them. You know, right now is their less busy time, and so they're willing to hold meetings with you. You know, and if you do have a meeting with them, make sure you get there on time. You know, don't be late, and make sure you kind of know like what time expectation they have going into it as well.
Like, I can meet you for 15 minutes.
Yeah,
20
you know,
minutes,
or if they're like, oh, I have an hour, you know, whatever, be appreciative of their time and just make sure you're there on time, you know, and don't.
So can you attend those interim meetings?
You totally can.
Okay. Online or in person?
Both.
Okay.
Yep.
And how do I find out? Do I go to le.?
le.utah.gov, and the calendar is the first thing you see. And so you can click on every date that has like something. It has a little circle around it, so you click on that and it tells you the schedule of that day. It tells you like the committee name, and it usually tells you what time they're meeting at, where, and then you can click on that, and then it will take you to like their agenda, any like documents that they're gonna show there. It tells you who's on the committee. So if you're just curious, like who's on the education committee, like who do I need to start talking to about education? Those are those people, you know. If you're like, okay, I need to know who's on the, I can't think of any of the other committees all of a sudden, business and law committee, you know, then you're gonna search that one and find out who's on
Can
that
you make
committee.
public comment?
You can online if you're online,
Online,
and in person too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they do accept public comments online. I think if you're online, they might limit it to a certain amount of comments. Like maybe they might do only like 20 comments online.
Okay.
But
And it's like 2 minutes, right? You
Yeah,
make a
you get
public
2
comment for
minutes,
2
yep.
minutes. Okay.
Mhm.
That's good.
Yep.
That's good to know.
yeah.
Tomorrow, 3:50, is the school security task force.
And that is a really interesting committee, as they talk a lot about school safety on that committee. So that one is really interesting.
I didn't know we could do this. This is awesome.
So at 3:50 tomorrow then.
Tomorrow,
Okay.
room 30, house building.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
August
Too late
20th.
for you listening to this podcast, but
But you can
those
go to
of
the
us in this
calendar.
room.
The calendar.
So
has-
how long does that interim last?
So it goes through November. They
Okay.
take a break in December, and then the session starts in January.
So every week?
Yeah, look at that.
Um,
They have something almost
I
every
think
week.
almost every week there is something.
Yeah.
Most
Okay.
of the meetings fall during the third week of the
third
month.
week, yeah, it shows.
But there's ones that are scattered throughout the month too. But when you go to that calendar, like, what's today, Tuesday? So for tomorrow, there's a lot of meetings tomorrow, but you can kind of sort through the committees and you're like, oh, that one doesn't interest me. That one doesn't interest me. Or whatever. And then you can, if you find one that is really interesting to you, you can just follow that committee, you know, and you can always look at their agendas and their minutes. And then if you find something you didn't like that happened during the meeting, you could also message your legislator after, you know, and be like, I didn't love what you guys talked about, or how can I help with this bill that you might be putting forth? Don't be scared to do it. I think we're all kind of scared to approach our legislator, but we can't all be scared. Somebody has to do it. So we're going to be the people that do it, you know. We're going to...
Like you said, they're
just
people.
Regular people. Just regular people.
I'm addicted to this website right now.
It's a good one.
This is so cool.
Utah has a really good government website for le.utah.gov compared to some other state websites. I feel like it's pretty easy to follow. Navigate, that's the word I'm looking for. It's, I don't know, I feel like anytime I've searched on there, it's been pretty easy to sort through the search results, and I don't know, I really like it. You can also find out who your legislator is on that website too. If you're sitting here listening and you're like, I don't know who mine is.
You can plug in your address and it'll come up.
Yep.
That's what's
You
cool.
put-
The other day I was on it and they like asked for my location and boom, my 2 legislators came up. I was sitting at home and boom. I was trying to look for my daughter because she lives in Lehigh to see who, you know, her school board members were. And nope, it came up with my legislators because it took my location. So, I mean, it's great because then it just plugs it in.
Yeah. And I just thought of this. One thing that you can also do is if you're at an event and you see your legislator there, say hi to him. You know, go introduce yourself. Maybe you're not going to have a 20-minute conversation, but you're going to be like, hey, I'm so-and-so. I'm your constituent. I'm happy to see you. You know, thanks for your service. And also when you're emailing them or texting them, always say thank you for the service that they're doing. You know, because it's all...
Yeah, I always start out like...
Start out that way.
Thank you so much for what you've done because this takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
But can you help me on this, understand this bill?
Yeah. Always be thankful because they do a lot of work and they're not paid a lot for it either. They have to have a real job.
That's true.
Yeah.
I know mine do.
Yeah.
Sounds like we need to have a convention class, VP etiquette, VP advocacy etiquette. This is how you talk to them. This is how you approach them.
No, I think that's
we've
important.
definitely...
Good idea.
I think that's important. Communicating, you know,
Yeah.
how to communicate and how to, because sometimes you get so angry. It's like those crucial conversations, right?
Yeah.
So let's have those important conversations. How to do it where you don't get mad and angry, and then you start calling them names, and then they shut you off, and it's like, okay, that wasn't effective.
Yeah.
But it's like, help me understand this bill.
Yeah.
Well, even this whole timeline that they're doing it now, I don't think they're doing it now. I think they're doing it in January.
Well, that's what most people think, right?
Yeah,
But no, all the work is done in the interim.
That's crazy.
That's why it's so important for PTA people to know that that's happening and pay attention. Because people just go into mode, you know, January through March, but oh no, you guys start working on it now.
Yeah.
During the interim.
Yep.
Cool.
So I'm gonna start listening.
Yeah.
You know, start listening tomorrow. What time is that? 3:50?
3:50, but they start at 8:30 with other stuff. That's
See,
crazy.
and
The
if
whole-
you're
yeah.
online, you could be like, you know, getting the kids ready or doing something else, exercising. You can listen to them while they're discussing things, so
Yeah.
you have an understanding.
And I really appreciate the interim session because they're not so rushed for time, so you can kind of learn more of the backstory
Yeah,
for things, you know, because they can actually share,
why they're deciding to go this way.
yeah,
That's a good point.
or why they came up with a bill. Because during the session, you know, their committee hearings can only be so long, you know, and they don't have time to always share like the backstory of the bill or why or
They're
what
looking at it.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
yeah.
Okay, Mike, that's what we're gonna be doing.
Yep. So cool.
Okay, good. I'll be at the doctor.
Never mind. No, Anthony won't be doing that.
I also think if you're listening to this, make sure your school has an advocacy person, and if they don't have one, maybe it can be you.
You'd
Yeah.
be surprised when I've talked to people. Oh, what are you? Oh, I'm not just. there's an advocacy portion of this, like a legislature. Oh, I totally want, like, okay, like they don't realize PTA is an advocacy group. They just don't get that. And when you say, oh, you want to do advocacy, and that's, I found people for our local school and council level who are like, oh, I totally want to do that. Oh, okay, cool. People want to do
Well,
those
people
kind of
are
things.
afraid of it. Mm-hmm. And they don't want to do it. I remember when I was a local president, I'm like, advocacy? Oh, no, that's too scary, right?
Let me
Yeah.
just do
That's like
Red
up
Ribbon
here
Week.
in this, up on the
Yeah.
hill, right?
Uh-huh.
But once you get into it, you enjoy talking to them and just understanding the builds and the process, and
Yeah.
yeah.
And sometimes you don't even have to start with your legislators. You can start with your city council,
Oh yeah, and your mayor,
you
right?
know, and your school board. Like,
yeah, and it's just talking to, you're advocating. When you go to school and sit down with your teacher, you're advocating for that child, right? Then you're gonna go to your school board and you can advocate. But it's just getting there and understanding the process, and talking to the superintendent, that's advocating. Talking to your mayor. I called my mayor today and I was advocating, and it's
Oh.
just building that relationship of trust with them.
yeah.
So they see you as one of their constituents. I mean, I texted my mayor last night and she's like, yeah, let me give you a call today. And she did. So it's great. And I spent 10 minutes and that's all I, because she's busy.
Yeah.
But she answered my questions and that's what I needed.
Yeah.
So,
I love that.
yeah.
I love that you've taken that time to build that relationship.
But build her that
too.
relationship. She knows who, because she was one who started PTA too.
Well, and this year we're really focused on celebrating our 100 years of advocacy.
Yeah. That's
And-
big.
Uh-huh.
That's huge.
It's huge. And it's really interesting when you read the stories of when PTA first started, we're still kind of fighting for those same things.
Oh yeah, totally.
You know?
If you look back, clean water.
Clean water.
Clean water.
School lunch.
School lunches, absenteeism,
Yeah.
making sure that our kids are not close to, vaping or smoking and shops and all that. I mean, that's what they advocated for
Yeah.
100 years ago.
Yeah, it's so interesting when you read the history that we're still fighting for those things a little differently, but we're still concerned with those things because they're important.
I think we're dealing with a lot more than what they dealt with in 1925.
For
but
sure.
It's okay. We're
For
dealing with
sure.
different things.
They didn't
but-
have the internet then.
Yeah, they didn't have the internet or social media, TV. But they still dealt with stuff.
Yep.
Education, making sure their kids were safe in the schools.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're dealing with right now. Make sure our school
Yeah.
safety, yeah.
Yeah. I was reading this article today about an island. Now I can't remember where it was. It's in the U.S. But on the island, you can only travel by horse or by bike or by walking. There's no cars on this island. And they said that they just enjoy this like slower pace of life.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so interesting because we get so wrapped up in the hustle and bustle of life that we forget to like look outside ourselves,
Yeah.
and that's when sometimes we put our blinders on, especially in advocacy work, is when we're only focused on ourselves. We can't advocate for others. We can't even advocate for ourselves really when we're so like
Focus on our own thing.
yeah. And so it's good to make sure that we're focusing on other things that are happening around us and just being concerned with what's going on around us.
Well, I mean, because a lot of times, you want to know, right?
Yeah.
And you want to know what's happening in your community, your neighborhood, and you want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
But those people that some are like, I don't even want to walk out of my house, I don't want to turn on the news. But no, you need to
Yeah.
be a part of it so you can make a difference.
Yeah. I love that. That's what PTA is here for, to advocate and make a difference.
Make a difference. And that's what we're doing, making a difference for these kids.
And we're going to do it for at least 100 more years.
I don't think we'll be around to see that.
I
but
sure hope we're not around.
Our grandkids might be, yeah, right? Our future grandkids.
They'll be around.
Are their kids.
Continuing the work.
Yep. It's a good legacy to have.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
I love it. So we're all going to be a little bit more involved,
Reach out to your legislator.
And
Get
be-
to know them.
be less afraid.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that sounds like
That's a
plan.
good challenge.
Yeah.
That's a good challenge to do this year.
Yeah.
Be less afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Do something that you haven't done before.
They're just people. Whoever you're talking to.
Yeah. Just step out of your comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't have to go like so far out, but just a little bit. I love it.
Sweet. Should we dance?
We should.